Good morning, all of you. So, today I welcome all of you for the semester second of your BSc course, and we are going to deal with the chemistry, organic chemistry, from the course CH 402, section second. In this course, as in the last lecture, we have discussed that we are going to study four different topics. And out of that, the very first topic that we want to deal with is aldehydes and ketones. Aldehydes and ketones are the compounds which contains the carbonyl group as a functional group. So carbonyl group is the functional group of aldehydes and ketones. Its aldehydes and ketones are the organic compounds which are widely found in the nature. They are involved in the different biological reactions and are used as the starting materials for the different organic compounds. And the solvent which we are familiar that we regularly use is acetone. And this is widely used in the industries. Then formaldehyde is also the type of compound which is used in the polymer industries. And both of these aldehydes and ketones contains the carbonyl group as the functional group, which plays an important role where the carbon is doubly bonded to the oxygen. That is, the one is the sigma bond and the other is the pi bond, and the two valencies of the carbon, they may be occupied by the different types of groups. When these two valencies of the carbon, when it is occupied by one hydrogen and one alkyl or aryl group, then this compound, which is familiar to you, which we are writing as RCHO, is termed as aldehyde. And when both the groups attached to the carbonyl group are alkyl or aryl, they are called as ketones. Now, this is the differentiating features between the aldehydes and ketones, that the two valencies of the two vacancies of this, or the two groups which are attached to the carbonyl group, if one is always an hydrogen and other is an alkyl and aryl group, then it is termed as aldehyde. And these ketones, which we write it as RCOR, so this carbon is sp2 hybridized. And so due to the involvement of this, here we get the two types of compounds, that is the aldehydes and ketones. Now in aldehydes, there are different types of aldehydes, that the carbonyl carbon is bonded to hydrogen. One is always hydrogen. So aldehydes in which the carbonyl carbon, the one is always attached with hydrogen and other with alkyl group. But exceptional case is there in formaldehyde, that both the valencies are occupied by hydrogen, and this molecule is termed as your formaldehyde. And these are the other different aldehydes. So this is the aliphatic aldehyde. In the same way, if the carbonyl group is attached to one hydrogen and other aryl group, they are called as aromatic ketones. They are aromatic aldehydes. They are called as your aromatic aldehydes. In the same way, here the ketones are the compounds where the general formula is your RCOR dash. These both the groups may be same or may be different. And so in ketones, that is R C double bond O R both may be same, or they may be different, R C R dash double bond O. For example, here when both the groups are similar, like two methyl groups are attached to the carbonyl group, it's termed as your acetone, or it's a ketone. And if one of the group attached to the carbonyl group is aromatic, that like C6H6, then this is called as your mixed ketone, or it is your aromatic ketone. Aromatic ketone. And the name of this compound is acetophenone. Acetophenone. So these are the two different compounds which are synthetically most important in organic chemistry. And so, depending upon the type of groups attached in aldehydes and ketones, the names of the compounds, giving the names of the compounds is somewhat typical. And so, we will deal with the nomenclature system of aldehydes and ketones, of aldehydes and ketones. So here, as we have seen, that we say that this is an acetone, means both the methyl groups are attached to the carbonyl group, and so such type of compound is termed as your acetone. This common name is given. But in here we are saying it's as formaldehyde, means when both the hydrogen atoms are attached, we say formaldehyde. Means it's the derivative of formic acid. It is derived from formic acid, and so the names of these compounds are given by replacing the, suppose, formaldehyde, formaldehyde. This name is given to the compound where both the hydrogen atoms are attached, where it's derived from the name of the corresponding acid, that is formic acid. So the ic acid is replaced by the word, is replaced by the word aldehyde, and so the name becomes formaldehyde. So the ic acid is replaced by the word aldehyde, and here we get the name of the aldehyde as. So this is the common nomenclature system. In the another way, we can say that this CH3 CH2 C double bond OH, as this contains three carbons, means it is the derivative of propane, and so it is the derivative of propionic acid, and so the name of this compound will be given as propanaldehyde. Propanaldehyde. So depending upon the number of carbon atoms, we can give the names to this, and for if there are any substituents on these groups. So here suppose this CH3 CHOH CH2 C double bond OH. So here this is the derivative of butane. Now while using the common nomenclature system, any carbon adjacent to the carbonyl carbon is termed as your alpha, then this is your beta, this is your gamma. So the name of this compound will become as beta hydroxy, beta hydroxy, and as there are four carbon atoms, so it is the derivative of butane, and so it is buteraldehyde, buteraldehyde, buteraldehyde. So in this way we can give the common names to this compound, but as the number of carbon atom will go on increasing in the molecule, giving the name by the common method is difficult, and so the IUPAC nomenclature system is followed, that is the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, where while giving the names by this method it's same throughout the world. This is the standard procedure accepted by the chemists of the whole world, and so the organization is named as International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. And so here there are the simple rules that we are supposed to follow. Here the parent hydrocarbon is to be considered. So what we do here, suppose this is the derivative of, this contains only one carbon atom, and so the one carbon atom containing alkane, one carbon atom, one carbon containing alkane is your methane, is your methane. So how many carbons are present in the aldehyde molecule that we are supposed to consider? And once we get the number of carbon atoms, so here it's one carbon means it's the derivative of methane. And so E of the methane, E, the last word E of the methane is replaced by Al, and so the name of the compound will become methanol. So this is the IUPAC nomenclature system, and the common name, the common nomenclature system gives the name to this compound as formaldehyde. So this is your formaldehyde, and the IUPAC name is your methanol, means the last word. So here, if suppose there is the another example, s- here this is the acetaldehyde, means this is derived from acetic acid. The ic acid is replaced by the word aldehyde. Now, according to the IUPAC nomenclature system, this contains two carbon atoms, means this is the derivative of, this is the corresponding alkane is ethane. And so E of the ethane is replaced by Al, and so the name of this compound will become ethanol. So in this way, we are able to give the names to the different types of compounds. And so here the another example, that is CH3, CHBr, CH2, C double bond OH. So here then it's the derivative of four carbons, and so it is obtained from butane. It's obtained from butane. So the name will become butanol, no doubt. E of the alkane is replaced by E, but there is a presence of substituent, and so we are supposed to give the number this system, and so the numbering will start from the functional group. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the substituent is present on the third position. So we can give the name to this compound as 3 bromo, and as it is a derivative of butane, so it is butanol, 3 bromo butanol. And so this is the IUPAC nomenclature obtained, and so the name of this compound, and by common nomenclature system we can say this is alpha, this is your beta, and this is your gamma. So the common name will become beta bromo butera butera aldehyde, beta bromo butera aldehyde. And so in the same way, here when this is for all the aliphatic compounds, but for aromatic aldehydes, what we are supposed to do? In aromatic aldehydes, the general formula here we can write it as ARCHO. ARCHO. That is the, so when this formyl group, that is CHO group, because this contains one carbon and this is called as your formyl group. And so this formyl group, when it is attached to the aromatic ring, and so the common name for this here, when this is attached to the benzene ring, we can say this as benzaldehyde. We can call it as benzaldehyde. And so this common name is retained in IUPAC system. Now further, if there is a substitution, another substitution on the ring, so here this is nitro group. And so as we have designated the different positions for the substituted benzene as ortho, meta, and para. So this is your ortho, this is your meta, and this is your para position. And so the nitro group is at para position. So we can call it as para nitro benzaldehyde. Para nitro benzaldehyde. Or we can also give the numbers for the carbon bearing aldehyde group is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So we can say 4 nitro benzaldehyde. 4 nitro benzaldehyde. So we can use either the ortho, meta, and para prefixes, or we can use number as a prefixes. And so here the another example, that is your the derivative of toluene. And so paratoluene aldehyde, paratoluene aldehyde, aldehyde. In this way, or we can say to this another molecule, that is CHO, and here OH. So orthohydroxybenzaldehyde. Ortho, as the OH group lies adjacent to the functional group, so it's ortho position. These are the ortho positions, these are the meta positions, and this is the para position. And so orthohydroxy benzaldehyde, or the common name for this, as it is derived from salicylic acid, so it is called as your salicyl aldehyde. Salicyl aldehyde. Salicyl aldehyde. And so in this way we can give the names by using either the common nomenclature system or the IUPAC nomenclature system to the different types of aldehydes. Then we come further towards the ketones. Now the common names of the ketones are derived by naming the two groups attached to the carbonyl group. The two groups attached to the carbonyl groups and adding the word ketone. Suppose here we can say that CH3 C double bond O CH3. So here the two alkyl groups which are attached are your methyl groups, and so the name of this compound will become dimethyl ketone. The word ketone is added, and this is the common nomenclature system. But in IUPAC nomenclature system, we are supposed to select a straight longest chain of carbon atoms. So this is, here it contains 3 carbons, and so the 3 carbons derivative of alkane is your propane. And so the E of the alkane, so here this is the derivative of propane. So E of the alkane is replaced by the word ONE. And so the name of this compound will become propanone. Means the ONE of ketone, ONE of ketone is replaced or is written for the alphabet E. And so the name of this compound becomes propanone. In the same way, if we go further with the another example, that is CH3CH2 C double bond O CH3. So by the common nomenclature system, here there is a methyl group and here there is a ethyl group. So we can write methyl ethyl ketone or ethyl methyl ketone. But as we use the words methyl M and ethyl E, so the first alphabets E comes before M, and so the name of this compound by common nomenclature system is ethyl methyl ketone. Ethyl methyl ketone. This is the common nomenclature system. But as if you are using the IUPAC nomenclature system, what we can give the name? What will be the name? So first of all, we will have to see that how many carbons are present in this molecule. So here there are 4 carbons which are present in this molecule, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now you are supposed to give the numbers to this carbon. So here, while numbering the carbon atoms, you are supposed to follow the rule of IUPAC nomenclature system that we have studied in 12th standard and 11th, 12th and FY also. So the numbering will start from that side where the functional group will get the lowest possible number. And so if you start from this left hand side, here the functional group occupies number 3, position 3. But if you start it from the right hand side, means here from methyl group, so here it's 1 and 2. And so the numbering from the side where the functional group get the lowest possible number is the correct way. And so 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so the name IUPAC means 4 carbon atoms derivative is your butane, and at the second position there is the presence of, so here you can say E of the alkane is replaced by the word ONE, and so the name will become butanone, butanone. And in this way we can give the name. And as this ketonic group, carbonyl group, comes at second position, so you will add a prefix that is 2-butanone. It's 2-butanone. Now, in the same way, if you have another example, that is CH3, CH2, C double bond O, CH2, CH3. So, the by common nomenclature system, we will give the name as the two ethyl groups are attached. This is the ethyl group from this side, and this is the ethyl group from this side. So, it is diethyl ketone, diethyl ketone. But by IUPAC nomenclature system, here there are 5 carbon atoms. So it is the derivative of pentane. It is the derivative of pentane. So the E of pentane is replaced by the word ONE, and so the name will become pentanone. Pentanone. So the functional group is at third position. So 1, 2, 3. If you number it from any side, it will be the same. And so it's called as your 3-pentanone. The prefix 3 is added here, and so the name will be given as 3-pentanone, or you can call it as diethyl ketone. Now, in the same way, as like your aldehydes, here there is again the another type of ketone, that is the aromatic ketone, or we can get mixed ketones also. And so the when the carbonyl group is attached to the benzene ring, it's called as your phenone. It's named as phenone. When the carbonyl group is attached to benzene, it is termed as your phenone. And so when this carbonyl group is attached here to this benzene ring, it's phenone. And as there is a methyl group here, we can call it as acetophenone. Acetophenone. Or the name, common name will be your methyl phenyl ketone. Methyl phenyl ketone. If both the benzene rings are attached to the carbonyl group, then it's your diphenyl ketone, diphenyl ketone, diphenyl ketone, or you will call it as benzophenone, because both the functional groups, both the groups attached to this carbonyl group are your phenyl rings, and so it's called as your benzophenone. Now, if a type of mixed ketone in which to the one side the aryl ring is attached and to the other side a phenyl ring or a aliphatic chain is attached. So here such type of molecule. Now here while giving the name of this compound, so this benzene with CH2 group is called as your benzyl group. So here this is your benzyl, and here from the another side there is a methyl group. So benzyl methyl ketone. This is the common nomenclature system, benzyl methyl ketone. As B comes before yam, so it's written benzyl methyl ketone. But now, while using IUPAC nomenclature system, here the aliphatic chain is attached, and so this functional group must get the lowest possible number as it comes in the center of these 3 carbons. And so the 3 carbon derivative is your propane. And so the numbering will start from this side where the substituent is there, 1, 2, and 3. So the name will become, at one position the phenyl ring is attached, so 1 phenyl 2-propanone. 2-propanone. So E of the propane is replaced by ONE. And so the name of this compound by IUPAC nomenclature system becomes 1-phenyl 2-propanone. So now it's necessary for you students to go through the different books, see the nomenclature system, study it properly, write different examples so that you can write the examples and give the names. So from the names you must be able to give the draw the structure, and from the structure you must be able to derive the name of the compound. And so in the next lecture we will see the cyclic ketones, and then we'll proceed with the physical properties. So thank you very much.